Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another soap making video. Today I'm going to attempt to do a cosmic wave swirl as I do my Starry Nights soap. So let's go see if I can do it. Alright, so today for this soap I am going to attempt to do a cosmic swirl. I can't guarantee this is going to actually work. We'll see what happens. I'm doing it in a log mold rather than a slab mold, and that tends to be where I see most people make it, but I don't have enough fragrance to do a big slab mold. So we'll see if we can get it to work in a loaf mold. The fragrance I'm using, which I'll tell you more about in just a moment, it does say that it is a well-behaving fragrance, so let's hope we are right. It is a lovely cool day today. It's about 24-25 degrees, very overcast, so we have some nice soaping weather. I've just poured in my lye water solution into my oils. I'm going to give it a quick pulse and bring it up to emulsion before we split it out for the colours. Alright, that is looking lovely, just like that. So let's get our colours in. The first one I'm going to use, surprise, surprise, is some Extravagance Gold Mica, because, oh, what's a starry night without a bit of gold mica or gold colouring in it? Alright, so I've poured off about a cup worth of soap in there. The next colour I've got is one called Twilight, which I'm trialling from off of Heirloom Body Care to see what these ones are like. It's meant to be a synthetic and leave that sort of shine behind, but we'll see what happens once we get it going. In this pot, I again have some more of that Twilight, but I've added some activated charcoal to get a nice dark coloured soap. Oh, so hopefully we can get that. And then finally another one of theirs that I've got. Oh, sorry, this wasn't Twilight. This purple is actually Twilight, and the blue is called Electric Blue. So the purple is the Twilight one. So I'm going to pour off about a cup of that one as well. To my big bucket, what I'm going to add in is a good amount of activated charcoal, so we get a nice black base for this soap. So I'm going to get my colours mixed in, and then I'm going to hand stir the fragrance in. Well, it appears to be playing nicely, so let's get the fragrance into the rest of these pots. I am using one called Forever Midnight, and I picked this up from the Fragrance Shed, but it looks like, oh, where did I spot it? I think it was on Rustic Essentials. I may have actually spotted this fragrance oil as well, because the Fragrance Shed actually gets fragrance oils in from around the world, and they kind of distribute them throughout Australia then. So I always try and find out where you can buy them elsewhere. It is smelling beautiful. It's meant to be a Bath and Body Works dupe, and it's got the notes of sweet plum, there's some jasmine, vanilla orchid, and there's some hints of spice and caramel liqueur. It really does smell so good. It's the type of oil I would probably also use as a body spray or perfume. It's just got that beautiful aroma to it. So I'm going to get all of this fragrance hand stirred in, and then we will start pouring into our mold. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do now we've got everything mixed in is I'm going to pour off about half of this black into this jug here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is with each of these colours, I'm just going to pour a small amount, or I really want it to sit on the surface and not sink. So I'm just pouring it nice and slowly. That first bit has probably sunk down a bit too much. It's about getting your soap at the right thickness, and it's really hard because as you work, your soap's set up. So you tend to start off at that sort of really thin trace, which is too thin for what you want, but if you go too thick, by the time you're ready to pour the next bits, it's going to be past the point of being able to work with it. So what we might do is use the spatula just to drop that. It's better. Use the spatula to drop that colour on the top, and then we will put that little bit of dark blue as well. Alright, that dark blue is starting to set up on me. So let's get moving. What I'm going to do is grab the big mold here, and what I'm going to do is get my picture as close down to the bottom as I can possibly get it. And then the idea is you pour and you wiggle until all of that colour has come off the top of the black, and then we top it up again with some more colour. So you can see that I'm starting to lose that colour, so we will come back and I'm going to pour some of that purple back across the top here. I'm going to pour a fair bit more this time because it is starting to thicken and move on me. It did say that it didn't accelerate, but must be something to do with my recipe. Let's get that gold in there. Usually if it is starting to thicken up, a good stir will also loosen it back up. So I'm going to actually put music to this bit so that I can get it done quickly without any mistakes. Okay, so now I'm kind of at this sort of level here. I'm going to add in my star embed. So this is what we made in the behind the scenes video this week, and I'll leave a link up in the corner. So we actually made it with some melt and pour soap. So let's get that in there like so. Now when I have been adding in the soap here, you would have noticed I've been changing the position of the jug and also moving the mold around, and that's just so we get a really nice sort of, like the swirls will end up different. They won't just be the one way, and it will all make sense once we actually get this one cut open and have a look. This has probably now thickened up a fair bit, but we should actually get some really clear definitions of those different swirls and colours when we go to cut this one. Now that I'm up at the top here and I can get my sort of picture neck closer to the soap, I am getting more of those defined squiggly looking lines. Let's get some more colour in here. I've probably only got enough for about another 2 loads of colour. So what a very messy but very fun technique. I am so looking forward to getting this one cut open. I am just giving this a quick spritz with some some Extravagance Gold Mica, and I'm also going to give it just a little bit of a dusting with some biodegradable glitter as well, just to give it that little bit of extra shine. And as a final touch, we have some little star embeds to put onto each of these soaps as well. So let's turn this around and start popping these on. Now I'm thinking they will actually fit if I just put one on each bar like so. Pretty happy with how that's looking. So let's get those on. Now, although that did actually thicken up on me a lot towards the end, we really will get some lovely swirls. A lot of people usually comment on my videos when things like that happen, saying, can't believe how calm you stay and stuff. I learned many years ago, if you are doing something and it starts to go wrong, the more you panic and try and fix it rather than just moving along with it, the more likely it is to get even more wrong. So sort of I'll just go with the flow with what the soap is telling me it wants to do. Yes, it got thick, but I just carried on working with it. If it does get thick, you give it a bit of a stir and that quite possibly will loosen it up. It did loosen it up enough right until the very end, and then it was really thick for that last little bit of pour. But it all goes in and no need to panic. If it didn't work out, it's still going to be a great bar of soap. Alright, so let's get these last couple of stars in here. And that is it. That is our Starry Night soap. I'm going to leave this sit overnight and then we're going to come back in just a moment and see what it looks like on the inside. We are back to cut into Starry Night. I am loving the top of this. It is so sparkly. It looks like there are millions and millions of stars in the galaxy there. I'm going to get this one lined up on the cutting board here on the cutter, and we are going to see what that cosmic swirl, whether it actually worked, and what effect it gives us in these bars of soap. I have managed to miss all of those stars on the top of the bars, which is great. Just go slowly through the bit where the embed is so we don't break the wires, and almost there. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at our Starry Night soap, and that is what it looks like on the inside. I am loving how wispy those swirls are from doing that cosmic wave. I'd love to know what it would have looked like if I'd cut the bar that way, so maybe next time I'll do one in the slab mold. You can see that extravagance gold is really glistering in there, and I also use that same mica in that star, so you can see that it really does twinkle as well, and that is the top of our bar. I really love how this just looks like a night sky. It is gorgeous. I'll grab these next two here and take a look. And I really love how these swirls have come together. This one looks almost like there's a mountain of when you look at the galaxies and you see all those sort of swirls and shapes, sometimes they look like little mountains and things. That's what this is actually really reminding me of. It's come together so well. I'm really pleased that I persisted with it, even though it was getting quite thick on me. I almost thought, oh no, I'll just put this on the top, but I'm glad I kept going. Oh wow, and those two pieces are absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Might just be my imagination, but can anyone else see Cancer in that one? So the crab in the middle, so his body in here and then his legs all sticking out. That was not planned, but that is what I see in this bar of soap, which I think is perfect for Starry Nights. So we'll grab these two here. I hope you have enjoyed watching how I make my Starry Night soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. If you've got any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And if you follow along with me on Instagram, you'll see when these ones are ready to go up on the website. So thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye!